Welcome to Deep Thought. Getting money is more about mindset. And I said, let me talk about money. And just real quick, I know you say, dang, Ron got something different on. Wanted something different for a while, but I'm still looking for like a good African top. I just haven't found anything that just grabbed at me. I just don't want to grab something just to grab it. So I said, let me just throw this on. Just because I know somebody going to ask. Because I know y'all pay attention to everything. Some commenters be saying, hey, they zooming in on the books behind me. But anyway, getting money is more about your mindset. See, and I've talked about this on my Money Matters channel, but when you really think about money, it's more about your consciousness. It's not about the money itself. And because there's plenty of money out there. Because only thing a dollar bill represents is the idea of money. Only thing those numbers, when you looking at it on your smartphone, when you checking your bank account, represent is an idea. Think about it. If you have $10,000, say you have $10,000 in your savings, you don't literally have $10,000 right there, unless only way you would have it is if you have it under your mattress. But the bank just has some numbers. And yeah, you can go withdraw that. You can withdraw that amount, but it's not literal. It's more the idea that you have that money. And if you really think about making money, getting money, bringing money in, it's more about the ideas, because one of the things that I'm really big on is making money, getting money. And I've been around people who didn't make money, and I've been around people who made plenty of money. And the only difference was their attitudes. It wasn't their level of intelligence. It wasn't their social class. It wasn't any of that. Their racial background, it wasn't any of that. It was their mindset. It was their mindset. They had the mindset, hey, there's money out there. Because, that's why you can get some people, they can start off poor. They can start off poor and then build their way up to become millionaires, even billionaires. But the only thing is, it's their mindset. Because money is flowing out here. Think about what money is called. Currency. It's an energy. All these things, a dollar bill, coins, cowrie shells represent, is just a physical representation of that energy, but it's ultimately energy. Or when they say income streams, it's not a literal stream, it's that energy. So you got to have the right mindset. If you're talking about getting a lot of money, it's about what you're thinking. Your thinking is very important. See, that's one of the things, because trust me, and I know a lot of people, I know different people, they're always talking about money. I know people who, I would just say they're in more metaphysical communities. And they're like, well, we're going to do this spell for money, but their deep down mindset hasn't changed. Meanwhile, somebody who ain't into all of that, they'll just say, oh, I'm going to do this for money. I'm going to do this. Like even working on jobs. I remember I was working on a job, and there were two guys who became managers right away. But they had the right mindset. They were willing to work for it. Like one guy who had became a manager, he became an assistant manager. He was willing to work hard at this particular place. But I've seen some other people, they get in they should be a manager, or they should be making money, but their mindset isn't there. They're not thinking about it. It's just like when we talk about a wealth consciousness and a poverty consciousness, because that's the key thing. That's what keeps people poor, having a poverty consciousness. They don't think about how they can make more money. But if you could put a rich person, take all their money away, take everything away, and put them in a poor area, they'll figure out how to do it. Now I remember a show. Now I mention this show. I can't remember this guy's name. I need to bring it up, but you know how I flow on here. He was on the show Undercover Billionaire, and I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe one of you can remind me. He was a billionaire. They dropped him off in a city he hadn't been to, and they only gave him maybe $100. But he was able to build that back up. Not to $1 million. He didn't go that far. But he was able to do something pretty well. He was able to do some things. But he had the mindset. The legendary TV show The Simpsons. Now I haven't watched that in years, but I remember one episode they had the notorious Mr. Burns. I mean, he was a gazillionaire, but he lost all his money. And he had to start from zero, and he literally did, and was able to get his money back. But see, he had the mindset. See, that's one thing they didn't talk about. See, when you have that mindset of always bringing in money, you're always going to do it, and always bringing in more money. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I wasn't bringing in as much money because of that medical emergency I had. You know, even with insurance, you still have to pay some stuff. But then I said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me do this. All of a sudden, boom, starting to do more things to increase those multiple income streams. Notice what I said too, income stream. That's still energy. When people say they have multiple income streams. But see, everything comes down to your mindset. What are you thinking about? Like if somebody say, well, they poor, I was like, you don't have the right mindset. Like I said, someone with a wealth consciousness, you can put them any place and say, hey, you're going to start off with a few dollars or even no dollars. You could take someone with a true wealth consciousness and put them, you can take everything from them, literally everything. They have to start off homeless. And I'll give them a home in a year, maybe sooner than that. But the difference is they have that consciousness. That's why, like, you have some people who will win the lottery. They will win the lottery, and yet they still broke within a year. They even have millions of dollars, yet after a year they don't have any more money because they don't have that consciousness. That consciousness is very important. That consciousness to make money, to manage money. Indeed, that's what I talk about on my money management channel. And the main thing there is the mindset. Now, I'm talking about this on the Deep Thought channel because you have to think about it. Everyone wants to make more money. What are your thoughts towards money? Is it if you have the thoughts that money is scarce, that it's hard for you to make money, that the theys have all the money, you're not going to make it. Indeed, if you have the wealth consciousness to make money, the theys, they're not going to do anything to you. They're going to welcome you into the group. You know, even like there's a lot of talk now politically about billionaires. And I don't have anything negative to say about them. And yes, there are some billionaires who are doing some evil stuff, but then there's also many billionaires who are giving to charities. They really supporting a lot. I'm reading about billionaires who are taking care of whole neighborhood. So, but the thing is, whatever the billionaire has, good or bad, is their wealth consciousness. That's why some of them, they can lose billions, like in the stock market or something, and they just like, oh well. And they make it right back, or they'll do something else. They're not losing sleep over it. But it's all up here. It's all up here. I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I want y'all to think on this. You want to make money. Think about your mindset towards money, all right? It's more about your mindset than anything else. So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.